When are you be the problem? Are you kidding me?
Who?
Now she be the number one problem. Now she, the head of house, but she cause her.
No, but they'll tell you something about me. You say, I can't tell you because it's not my business. So you want me to go and be fighting your own issues, but when it comes to my own, and they tell you something about me, you say, sorry, I can't tell you, it's not my business.
Situation.
This girl come meet me and turn the talk. Jump in between my bed. Say, won't carry me, come on, go talk. Hi, I was so stupid. Hi, I disappointed my friend.
Ilebaye. Can a day go by without her name being mentioned in the BBNaija All-Stars house? I don't think so. It's how these housemates are subconsciously pushing her towards 120 million naira. Anyways, guys, I'm about to fill you in on the shenanigans that happened yesterday. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, okay? Now, as you guys know, if you do not know, I'm here to, let you guys know that the housemate lost their wager under Doyin's reign. And oh my gosh, it felt kind of sad because I really enjoyed their performance. The way they imitated or mimicked other housemates, each of them. It was just so hilarious. Trust me, it was such a humorous act, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like Big Brother could see how disorganized they were. They were so not unified. Some of the housemates picked interest at the last minute. There were no rehearsals, nothing. I feel like it was more of White Money's wager tax than the entire housemate. They were so lackadaisical, right? So they lost their wager, and after they lost their wager, there were so many of them heaping blames on the other people. They were just apportioning blames to the other people, and Doyin, who is the head of house, who should actually carry all the blame, was also part of the people who apportioned blames to other people. And she said she felt like there were people who intentionally sabotaged the wager tax to get a reaction from her. She mentioned some names. She said Ceec was one of them, Ilebaye, Adekule, and even Venita. And she felt like Venita came through at the last minute, and she was like, all of them lost their wager tax. It was like a general thing, so she didn't know why some people were crying. And by some people, she actually meant Ilebaye. Now Ilebaye was actually crying when they lost their wager tax. And I was like, girl, why are you crying? I don't understand. Anyways, although some people were blaming her, I don't think that was the reason she was crying, right? And Perry was so angry. He was like, thunder will find anybody that was crying. In fact, their tears will even turn to dust. It was just a hilarious conversation that they had, right? New actually made the conversation more hilarious because he said when he became the head of house and he reads the wager tax brief to the entire housemates, they would take an hour to practice, to rehearse how to cry, just in case they lose their wager tax. All of them will cry individually, because what's the essence of crying? It's a collective thing. It's not as if you failed the wager tax, right? So why exactly are you shedding tears? So all of them were not buying it at all, because if you guys do not know, I said it in my previous video that some of the housemates have succeeded in unlocking Ilebaye's strategy, and they are so not buying it, playing the victim card, looking for pity votes and all of that. Yeah, they've unlocked it, although there were some housemates that unlocked it ever since the beginning of her shenanigans, right? The likes of Ceec and I think White Money as well. And that's actually why Neo was making fun of her crying when Doyin revealed that to them, because it was such an unnecessary thing to do. It was a collective task that they all failed. So why were you shedding tears? I feel like if there was anyone who should have cried, it should have been Doyin, because they literally lost their wager tax presentation during her reign. Jigget, so it should have been more painful to her, but instead she was apportioning blames to other people, the people she felt were lackadaisical towards the tax. Now Ceec was also part of the people who apportioned blames, and it was actually strange to me because Ceec was one of the people who vowed that she would make Doyin's reign a mess. She would make her regret winning the HOH title, and she actually blamed the wager tax loss on the HOH. She said Doyin was so lackadaisical since Monday, and people were even calling her HOH with like stress, and she was answering. She was like, oh, if you want to do anything, do anything. She was just less concerned, so she felt like if the head was lackadaisical and so unenthusiastic towards the tax, the followers, the people who had to look up to her, will also feel less concerned. And Omoshola was even blaming the HOH as well as Doyin, and also the housemates. He blamed Ceec, he blamed Adekule, and even Venita, who were all present while they were having that conversation, for feeling less concerned towards the Naija lost. And in my head I was like, you guys lost, you lost. There's no need. This one is medicine after death. You can't be apportioning blame, sitting down, relax and all of that. I feel like Ceec was so not the person to, you know, call names and be like, you did not show any concern, this and that. She was even saying that she had like several fights because of this issue, and Doyin's BFFs were even irritating her. How does that correlate towards you not being enthusiastic, not being focused towards the task, not giving your input towards the task? Like, what's the correlation? Let's talk about Cross and Neo's conversation about Ilebaye. Now, it's no news that most of the housemates have unlocked Ilebaye's strategy, and that is playing the victim card, looking for pity votes here and there, as well as her fans. Some of the fans she acquired, you know, at the beginning of the show, you know, they have unstand her now because they've realized that she's been looking for pity votes, and she's still looking for pity votes because she cried yesterday. Anyways, according to Neo, he said he felt so stupid. He also said he disappointed his friend T-Badge, and no wonder she said to him when she was leaving the house that he should use his head, right? And he also gives different scenarios how Ilebaye was, you know, very strategic towards, you know, him. He talked about where he was having a conversation with T-Badge, and Ilebaye just, you know, hopped into the middle of them and wanted to talk to him, right? Of course, that would trigger anybody. That would so trigger anybody. And she was like, yeah, I want to have a conversation. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to converse. And he didn't even understand that at the moment. What even got him so exasperated was when she went about telling people that he liked her and all of that, and that was when they had a bit of an issue. Cross was also talking about how he regretted being a part of her strategy, you know, how she hops from wipe money to him, to Neo, and now to Prince. And you know, I've not been seeing her and Prince together. They were recollecting on all of the altercations, all of the scenarios where Ilebaye had been, you know, playing her game, being strategic and all of that. They were just reminiscing on it and regretting bitterly. They felt like she shouldn't have done what she did because they felt like it was a relationship or it was a friendship, and they should have, you know, been real with each other. And in my head I was like, Cross, were you not the one that called her a mouse when you were talking with Venita about Ilebaye? Yes, he referred to Ilebaye as a mouse, so why are you surprised that she used you for her strategy? Anyways, Ilebaye, unknowingly to the both of them, overheard them having that conversation about her, and she talked to Kim Opera about it. She felt like she was betrayed, and she felt like even though they had, you know, such thoughts about her and they felt like she offended them, they should have, you know, approached her, had a conversation with her, talked to her about it, and not, you know, spill such hurtful words, such derogatory words about her. And she felt so sad about it, that everyone was always talking about her, and you know, she felt so tired about the whole thing. And Kim Opera was just advising her that, you know, she should try and be, you know, real with other people, and it was just the both of them that talked about her, not other people. Kim was just trying to, you know, uplift her spirit and everything. She felt so down, she felt betrayed. And in my head I was like, who will now comfort who? Because Cross also felt betrayed because he felt Ilebaye had been a friend. Same thing with Neo. So who will now comfort who? Who will approach who? Baye? Kim Opera, on the other hand, approached Doyin about what Ilebaye told her, and she told Doyin that they needed to stop talking about her in the house, and that's Ilebaye. So Doyin was like, nobody had talked about her, and then she reminded Doyin about the scenarios that happened the previous days, the altercation she had with wipe money. Same thing with how people were blaming her for, you know, them losing the wager tax presentation, you know, including Doyin herself. And then the conversation Cross and Neo had. At some point, Neo entered the room, and you know, they were having that conversation, right? Now Doyin told Kim Opera that although she hated, you know, someone feeling alone and, you know, feeling like everyone is against that person, you know, she also felt like Ilebaye does things to like trigger people and get a reaction from them, and then she now cries, you know, get the pity votes and everything. And then she talked about the altercation she had with wipe money, and that it was so insane and triggering for someone to tell you politely to reduce the volume, considering the fact that the other housemates were sleeping. You do not respond to the person, and when the person goes away, you increase the volume. The person comes again and tells you people are sleeping, reduce the volume. It's unfair for you to increase the volume by this time when people are sleeping. And then you do not say anything to the person, you let the person walk away, and then you increase the volume, and the person does it 3 times, and when the person reacts, react based on the fact that you triggered that reaction. You go behind closed doors, or you go to meet your people who have been supporting you, and then you cry to them. I mean, that's you playing a game. That's you being strategic. That's you being unfair. And that although, like I said, although she hates, other people feeling alone, feeling like others are against that person, she feels like Ilebaye has been playing a game, and she's been playing a mind game. That is so unfair to her friends, right? And Cross also had a conversation with Kimopra, because Kimopra approached him about what Ilebaye said to her about, overhearing or eavesdropping on the conversation he had with Neo. And Cross said he felt so disappointed with Ilebaye and the fact that she had been using him for her strategy, that was so unfair. It did not even make any sense at all, because he felt like he had Ilebaye's back, ever since Ike threw her things, in the toilet, on the toilet floor, and even inside the toilet bowl. He felt so sad. He was even willing to, ditch his friendship with Perez, because he was an accomplice to that action. So he felt like he really had Ilebaye's back, and knowing that she just used him for her strategy, she just been playing the victim card, looking for pity votes. It was so unfair, right? And then they had a conversation about the whole thing. So I can't wait to see how it plays out, who is going to approach who. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's talk about this Somjel Abi. What's their ship name again? Soma and Angel. Anyway, Soma was expressing his love interest in Angel, and telling her how he loves her, how he can't even be angry towards her and everything. And Angel was also professing her love towards him. And in my head I was like, Soma, didn't you get the memo from Wipe Money and Cross several weeks ago? Like, I don't understand. Didn't you get the memo that you can't really be in a relationship with Angel because you need to get your mental health in check, like totally in check? Anyways, guys, let's check out some of the comments concerning the Soma and Angel ship, because people were not buying it at all. They were just mocking Soma. You are busy professing love to someone with battalion of men, huh? Don't worry, high blood pressure is on the way. Why do you think Angel has a battalion of men? Anyways, that's your own conclusion. And another comment says, now why you nominate Mercy? Soma, I pity you. Okay, nah, yeah, we dey. I be nah, here we dey. Soma, you have no idea what you're getting into. You have absolutely no idea. More comment, this guy might as well kill himself someday because of our mood swing. A psychologist is needed ASAP, as in ASAP, as soon as possible. This is just a ship that would end in the house. Same thing with the Venita and Adekule's ship. But anyways, guys, share your thoughts with me in the comment section about all of this gist. I just feel joy in. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on your post notifications to be alerted ASAP when I post a new video. See you guys in my next video with Undiluted Gist. Bye.